Thank you so much, sir. At the same time, your cooperation and consideration also very valuable and very important for me. You are encouraging me in all the way. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. At the same time, your cooperation and consideration also very valuable.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself, I'm Bharati Vijayakumar from Coimbatore. I'm doing my PhD right now, so I'm a research scholar. I'm awaiting for your sessions, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Anybody else, please?
Ma'am, I am Dr. Sangeeta Satpute, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry from Vidya Pratishthan College, Baramati, Pune.
Very nice to meet you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, ma'am.
I am Rajani from Government Degree College, Ravulapalam, lecturer in chemistry.
Oh, nice. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Many
Thank
chemistry people are here because I also belongs to chemistry department.
Oh, thank you, madam.
YouTube live streaming I had given on the chat box, and I'm posting the same in the group also, so that you can view afterwards also. After anytime if you miss something, you can watch this in YouTube live streaming. Sorry, YouTube Sidvi Foundation channel. Just our international speaker is about to join, so that we can start very soon. Meanwhile, somebody else, please introduce yourself. This is the chance for us to discuss something. I request Mr. Ganesh Babu, sir. Dr.
Good
Shweta,
evening.
ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for making me a part of this FDP, 2-week FDP. And I am Assistant Professor, Engineering Physics, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Srikakulam. Colleague to our founder of Sidvi Foundation, Dr. Anukumari, ma'am. I'm very much thankful, ma'am, for your introduction to the Sidvi Foundation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for joining with us today, in spite of your busy schedule. Without all your cooperation, I am nothing, sir. I cannot do all these things without all of your cooperation.
Thank you, ma'am.
I request anybody else, please speak. I request Dr. Shweta ma'am, Shweta Srivastava ma'am.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೋಹಿತ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ನ ಎಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು
Instead of keeping ideal, I wish to hear something from any of the participants about your workplace or about your research or any suggestions we need to incorporate in our further futuristic events. Welcome, Dr. Gayatri, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Our international speaker is about to join, ma'am. Once after her joining, let us start our program, ma'am. That's why we are all waiting.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So, meanwhile, I'm requesting the participants to interact with the gathering, either with their suggestions or advices or any proposals, any futuristic proposals, anything. The brief idea about this course, the basic motto behind organizing the multidisciplinary FDP, Faculty Development Program, is to give the idea behind the disciplinary domains. Like nowadays, basing on this national education policy also, we should not confine to a particular course, and one should get the multidimensional and multidisciplinary knowledge itself, either in their course or either in their teaching learning process or in their teaching process also. So that's why our jury members actually, I already told, last year we had organized 1 week FDP, and this time we had extended this 1 week to 2 weeks this year. Last year also, exactly in the May, in the month of May, we had organized a 1 week faculty development program under the same title, and we had given one theme per day, which I had clearly given in the brochure also. And those themes itself will be repeated in this current FDP itself. So here, what I would like to say, Sidvi Foundation is having a habit of organizing conferences, seminars, and FDPs on special days. I request all the participants to please keep mute condition while in the talk is also happening. So what exactly I would like to say about this course is the giving a multidisciplinary and multidimensional strategies for 21st century in learning process. To who may be the targeted audience will be both the academia and researchers, because some of the researchers they are becoming teachers in future, or else they also need to get the knowledge of this multidimensional in their own domain research process. So that's why we had thought to organize this faculty development program. So under the themes of reimagining education, that is the multidimensional and multidisciplinary imperative. And second theme is designing learning for a multidisciplinary world. So all the time, actually being a chemistry person, I used to think innovatively, and I had I myself had invented some biological and environmental sustainable products, goods also, and I got some patents on that. Likewise, my students and likewise some of the participants here and our today's national speaker, Dr. Pavan Kaur ma'am also belongs to chemistry, but she is doing multidimensional research, and she is encouraging her students to do such things. And now she is teaching in mechatronics department. So chemistry, her own domain is chemistry, but she is teaching in mechatronics department. So likewise, there is a need, and definitely all the academicians and researchers, they must have this multidimensional knowledge. So basing on that idea, our jury members had suggested to make this faculty development program to give awareness in all domains. Being in social sciences people also here, and medical sciences people also here, engineering and life sciences. So all the people will come on one platform. Nothing but innovation is nothing but this multidimensional approach itself. So this is the main motto behind organizing this FDP. And one more thing, teaching innovations and edutech integration. So nowadays, all are depending upon this online platforms and technology related teaching. So that also we can mention in this particular FDP, and assessment, feedback, and inclusive strategies in multidisciplinary context, and faculty leadership, collaboration, future pathways, and global perception, and global citizenship, ethics, inclusivity in teaching. It is very, very important because if we are unable to teach the professional ethics to our students, the nation will face many problems. So professional ethics is a must. As a teacher, we must inculcate this professional ethics, whatever the profession they can go, either engineer or doctor or a lawyer, something else. But professional ethics in their own domain is very important. So that professional ethics impact, like inclusion in our students is very, very important. In my views, just explaining whatever had written in the textbooks or reference books is not at all the criteria in teaching. But we must give, a teacher must give the purpose of education to the student. This is my main motto. Basing on this, we had organized this FDP. So not only constrained to all these things, we had given the choice to the speakers, so that here we got many multidimensional speakers here, like somebody from social sciences background, and our today's international speaker, Dr. Rania ma'am, is from Greece Education Ministry. All the time she can speak either regarding the education and like education methods and novelty in the teaching methods. She can speak, and she can speak in sciences and social sciences also. And likewise, the main purpose of organizing and this program, sir. Somebody asked me this question. Sorry, I had taken much more time. I think Dr. Kutwad M had asked this question. Sir, are you able to satisfy regarding this? Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for making me to be interactive with all the people and to introduce this program, about this program. And our international speaker also joined, Dr. Rania ma'am. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Within a short span of intimation itself, you will make all the time free for me, and you will make yourself free for me for sparing your valuable time. Thank you so much. Thank you. So without wasting much time, I would like to start this program by welcoming our jury members and just give me 1 second. Many people behind this screen are working as a jury, as an advisors, and as a resource persons, and as all-time supporters. So I would like to welcome all of them, especially Professor Srinivas Rao sir from USA, Mr. Prakash Rao Kollaram sir from USA, and Mr. Nagbabu Abbaraju sir from President SSRD from Telangana, and Dr. Vamsidhar sir from Bangalore, pathologist, Dr. Vikas Kumar sir from Delhi, Dr. Kirti ma'am from Bangalore, and today's our stars, 2 stars are here. Dr. Rania ma'am from Greece, Dr. Pavanjit ma'am from Pune, and all my friends, all the participants, and all my students, a very warm welcome to one and all to this auspicious platform. And let us flourish by having something from our speakers today. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Gayatri Indrakanti ma'am, one of my best friends and one of my all-time advisor. and without her cooperation, I cannot do all these things. And one more friend from Padma ma'am. Padma joined from Dr. Padma ma'am from Department of Law, Telangana joined. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. I would like to hand over to Dr. Gayatri ma'am for prayer song.
Good evening, everybody. The first thing that we generally do is pray, because all that we need right now in these conditions is blessings and wishes from the Almighty. So let's all have a few moments just to keep ourselves connected to the Almighty. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shuklam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Chayet Sarvavignopasantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Mahernisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Namupasmahe Srivakratunga Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Namaste to everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful initiation of this program by your prayer song. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And now, without wasting much time, I would like to invite our today's international speaker, Dr. Rania Lambo, ma'am, STEM instructor and researcher, Greek Ministry of Education and Religious Affairs and Sports from Greece. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. And we are all very eagerly waiting to listen from you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aruna. My warm greetings, everyone, our distinguished research scholars and esteemed resource persons, respected juries, also participants from across the globe. A very warm welcome to all of you. This faculty development program actually is a wonderful initiative. It has been thoughtfully designed to explore the transformative power of multidisciplinary teaching and learning. And of course, it aims to encourage educators to move beyond traditional silos and embrace integrative approaches that connect the science with humanities, technology with ethics, research with creativity, and theory with a real-world application. So I'm very happy that over the next 2 weeks, participants will engage with distinguished academicians, researchers, innovators, practitioners who will share valuable insights and emerging pedagogical strategies, amazing digital tools that we have at our disposal, interdisciplinary research perspectives, and best practices for enhancing classroom engagement and academic excellence. So I'm sure that this FDP will serve as a vibrant platform for sharing our best practices, for professional growth, for collaborative networking, for meaningful dialogue. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude and congratulations to Dr. Aruna, all the organizing committee, the speakers, the technical team, and all those who worked tirelessly to make this international program possible. So once again, I want to welcome all of you. And my topic today will focus on data-driven pedagogy, because the integration of data analytics and learning management systems in education has ushered a new era of data-driven pedagogy, as we say. So we see that across classrooms from K-12 to higher education, we're witnessing a shift in how teaching is delivered, how learning is measured, and how student success is supported. LMS, once merely used for course delivery, have become now powerful hubs of insight, because they can track engagement, they can identify learning gaps, they can help us personalize instruction in ways never before possible. But data alone is not the goal, it's how we use it that truly matters, because as educators, as technology leaders, as administrators, we are called to ask important questions. How can we use analytics to improve outcomes without losing the human touch? How do we ensure equity Dr. Aruna mentioned about inclusivity. How do we ensure equity when interpreting data from diverse student populations? And how can these systems empower both students and teachers rather than overwhelm them? Higher education also, because I will focus mostly on higher education today, is no longer confined to lecture halls and textbooks. It is now empowered by analytics, by artificial intelligence, by digital platforms that can actually personalize learning, optimize institutional decisions, and open doors to new opportunities for both educators and learners. And this transformation, of course, it's not only about technology, it's about people, it's about empowering faculty with better tools, supporting students with individualized pathways to success, and guiding institutions towards smarter policies and sustainable growth. So I would say that with data, we gain insights. With insights, we gain action, take action, and with action, we create impact. So I will start sharing my presentation. Dr. Aruna, is it visible? No.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible, ma'am.
It's moving also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is moving.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, as Dr. Aruna mentioned, working at the Agreement of Education, the last years I have been working at the Directorate of Education, Technology and Innovation, where we try to promote innovative programs, STEM programs in Greek schools. This is alignment also with the transformation, digital transformation in our country. We have a digital agenda, which is in alignment with the European digital agenda. And this has to do with learning repositories. So we have learning repositories where teachers and students can upload millions and thousands of lesson plans. It's a project which costs a lot. It's a big investment. So digitalization is here. Recently also our ministry signed an agreement with OpenAI. So we offer for free on a pilot basis the ChatGPT Edu for higher education. And also we signed an agreement with Microsoft in order to integrate AI on a pilot basis for senior high school students. So we're waiting to see the result, how this will work. Already the digital repositories are doing miracles, and these already results are already obvious. So sustainable goal 4, this has to do with quality education. And if you see the generation of universities, just to make a brief remind me that the first generation do with the teaching universities. The second generation of universities were focusing on research. So the focus is scientific discovery, more advanced research and PhDs. The third generation was focusing on entrepreneurship. And you see also approximately the centuries, 19th century research, late 20th century, it was entrepreneurship. So the focus there was innovation, industry, startups, tech transfer. And now the majority of scholars believe that we are in the fourth generation, which has to do with networked universities, the 21st century. And this focusing on innovation again, but at the same time, sustainability, smart cities. So social and global challenges are for the first time to the forefront. So you see how universities, generation of universities have evolved. And of course, the impact on higher education, the impact of globalization, focus mostly on digital strategies, competitive. So more digital tools, more online learning platforms, more personalized learning, and opportunities. At the same time, in the national tech market, we see that the global growth and so many opportunities that EdTech market is giving us. The quality and differentiation, of course, The partnerships and ecosystems is the number one factor for success. The regulatory and ethical considerations, today also we'll discuss about this, and the talent and capacity building. So the national edtech market is expanding rapidly, driven by digital adoption, by the growing demand for lifelong learning. Institutions and companies that innovate in digital learning in AI, personalization, and immersive technologies like AR, VR will be very well positioned to capture this growth. And quality differentiation, because competition now is not only about being present in the market, but about standing out. So success depends on offering solutions that are pedagogically sound, that are adaptable across cultures, and able to demonstrate measurable impact on learning outcomes. And edtech providers must build trust, of course, through quality and evidence-based practices. I mentioned about localization because many times we say that in Finland, they have the best educational systems, or in Estonia also, there are very good practices there for education, especially in the digital field. But what is happening here, that what works in one country may not resonate in another. So why? Because when we want to transfer educational models, we have to take into consideration localization and cultural relevance. So to succeed internationally, these edtech solutions must be localized. We can take, for example, we can copy-paste the education system of Finland, for example, in Greece, in my country, because the circumstances are totally different. So we must be localized the models, whether through language, through curriculum alignment, or sensitivity to cultural learning norms. Companies that combine global scalability with local adaptability will have a distinct advantage. Competing also internationally often requires collaboration between universities, governments, technology firms, and content creators. So strategic partnerships can help open new markets, share resources, and create ecosystems where innovation can thrive. Every country has regulations regarding data privacy, accessibility, and accreditation. Navigating these frameworks is crucial, and at the same time, of course, ethical considerations like safeguarding student data, as we can discuss about this, is very important, must be prioritized in order to sustain credibility in global markets. And entering the international stage means investing in talent, from educators who are trained in digital pedagogy to tech teams capable of supporting scale, capacity building. All these are important. And ultimately, competing the international market is not only about competition, it's about contributing to a global vision of education that is more inclusive, more accessible, more transformative, and the most successful players will be those who align commercial ambition with social impact. So strategic responses among this current landscape of challenges, innovation, is lifelong learning focus, partnerships, and global branding. So this also globalization has influenced student mobility. That's why in Europe, for example, we have many programs funded like the Erasmus Plus, which helps the mobility, the student exchange programs between different countries of the European Union, but not also. There are also programs like Horizons programs of which cost billions, which involve also other countries apart from the European countries. So this has influenced student mobility, increased opportunities and demand, cross-cultural exchange, collaboration, reforms, of course, in terms of policy. So the benefits of globalization for universities is that we talk about expanded research opportunities because we have a joint research project. We have joint degrees. Already in my country, Greece, we collaborate with other European countries in accreditation and also in master programs. Increase diversity, cultural exchange, improves reputation and competitiveness, and economic benefits, of course. The challenges for universities usually are related with the brain drain and talent mobility. This is the number one problem. The issue of the cultural language barriers and the issue of quality assurance and accreditation. Cultural diversity impact of curriculum design, because we need to include multiple perspectives. Societies here are becoming more and more multicultural. In my country, Greece, we have a great number of refugees here, so it's very, very difficult to integrate smoothly these children into the Greek educational system. So we need a stronger, inclusive policies, of course, for this, in order to help minorities to take consideration the language barriers, remove flexibility, promote the cultural competence, and address bias and stereotypes. So higher education institutions are invited now to align local relevance with global competitiveness through reforms in curriculum design, through research focus, through partnerships, exchange programs, through community engagement, through technology and infrastructure. At the same time, we have pedagogical shifts. From teacher-centered, have learner-centered approaches, because teachers are no longer the dispensers of knowledge. Enhanced access to information, of course, blended and hybrid learning models, more personalized learning, data-driven instruction is going to see today, gamification, increased flexibility. The teacher is facilitator, is mentor, is guide, is advisor, and integration of multimedia and diverse learning formats. So, what emerging technologies are likely to shape the future of digital higher education? Definitely, AI, virtual reality, and AI, blockchain technology also is going to play a big role in the near future. 5G and advanced connectivity, the learning analytics and big data, cloud computing, gamification, interactive content. And of course, we know that AI, VR already, they're revolutionizing the higher education. We can see how, for example, medical surgeries can be conducted in a virtual mode. So we talk about very constructive immersive learning experience because of the safe simulation of high-risk situations, because the real-time feedback and performance tracking, and this, of course, can bridge the gap between theory and practice. So the teacher's role is evolving, definitely, in this tech-rich learning environments, because now we are co-learners, collaborators, we are mentors, supporters, we are integrators of technology, we are promoters of digital citizenship, of course, we are promoters of ethical use of, for example, AI. We are creators of interactive content, and we are lifelong partners and adaptable practitioners. So digital technologies are essential now for universities to compete in the national edtech market. LMS, this is number one, learning management systems. AI now, data analytics, mobile learning, cloud computing, VR, AR, and speech recognition language processes, especially we talk about the special education. So AI data analytics used to personalize learning experience in higher education because they're offering adaptive learning paths, predictive analytics, enhanced assessment, actually new methods of assessment and evaluation, and content recommendations. The role of mobile learning in expanded education access, this year we need to focus on the cost effectiveness and engagement through interactive content. So market competition, strategists and universities can adopt to differentiate themselves in the global marketplace. They need more innovative, high quality content. They need strong industry partnerships. They need a global cultural relevance, robust technology infrastructure, strong marketing and focus on lifelong learning. So partnerships between universities at the same time and edtech companies are essential in order to accelerate this innovation cycle and in order to promote professional development for faculty. In terms of quality assurance, institutions can maintain academic quality and accreditation standards in online education. How we can maintain academic quality? By developing clear quality standards, by designing robust course design and content, by maintaining accreditation compliance, and providing student support and services. Of course, all the challenges in adapting digital context to diverse cultural contexts is related with what I mentioned before, how to balance global local content. And pedagogical approaches can be adapted in digital cross-cultural environments through these major methodological approaches, culturally responsive teaching, for instance, or scaffolded learning, or formative assessment and feedback. Of course, all these innovative methodologies like inquiry-based learning, project-based learning, problem-based learning, and the use of multimedia, multimodal content through encouraging reflective and critical thinking. So incorporating lifelong learning and professional development in the digital strategy, this requires try to develop online education programs, leverage modular learning, implement AI, data analytics, and promote recognition credentialing. So now innovation education. What defines innovation in modern education systems? Of course, definitely student-centered learning, the development of 21st century skills, like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, etc., flexibility, inclusivity, interdisciplinarity in real-world learning, continuous improvement, and adaptability. So how do innovative teaching models differ from traditional teaching methods? In terms of teacher role, in the past, the teacher is the main source of knowledge. Now the teacher is a guide. In terms of student participation, students in the past were more passive learners, focused on memorization, repetition. Now students are active participants who collaborate, who discuss, who solve problems, who engage in hands-on activities. In terms of learning approach, the traditional teaching emphasized memorization, rote learning, fixed curricula, and standardized instruction. Now we encourage critical thinking, more inquiry-based learning, more personalized learning experience. We frequently integrate digital tools. In terms of assessment, we try to use now a variety of assessment, such as projects, portfolios, presentations, peer evaluations, continuous feedback. And we don't only rely on exams and written tests. And in terms of classroom environment, now have more flexible, collaborative, student-centered environments, often involving group work and discussion. The focus on learning now is on real-world application, problem solving, or communication skills, or lifelong learning, and some common innovative teaching approaches, including flipped classroom, project-based learning, blended learning, gamification, collaborative learning, etc. So overall, we could say that innovative teaching models aim to make learning more engaging, more interactive, and relevant to modern learners, while traditional teaching methods are generally more structured and instructor-led. Now, the data-driven pedagogy I mentioned before and how analytics are shaping now education. So first, we need to understand what is data-driven pedagogy. This involves using quantitative and qualitative data from various educational tools and systems to make informed instructional decisions. So it aims to identify student learning needs, tailor content and assessments, monitor engagement and performance, enhance curriculum design. So educators now actually move from intuition-based teaching to what we call evidence-informed instruction, aligning more closely with student needs and institutional goals. The role of course, learning management systems and data-driven pedagogy. What are the key characteristics here is that teachers regularly analyze qualitative and quantitative data to identify learning gaps, that lessons are adjusted based on the data to address specific student needs. Frequent formative assessments help guide instructional decisions in real time, and data helps set measurable learning targets for students and track their progress. And definitely collaboration, because teachers may work in data teams or professional learning communities to review findings and strategies. So the differences here, we can see that in terms of instructional focus, now the instructional focus is based on analysis of student data. What was happening in the past, that was based on curriculum standards. Now assessment is more formative. In the past was summative. Now in terms of adaptability, instruction adjusted frequently based on data. Students may engage in self-assessment and goal setting. The teacher role is data analyst also, instructional strategist. And in terms of feedback loop, there's continuous scale cycle of teaching. On the other hand, the past, what was happening, feedback came after major tests or assignments. So learning analytics. In what ways can analytics inform instructional design? So here, analytics reveal patterns in student performance, highlighting areas where learners struggle. So instructional designers can use this data to revise content or provide targeted support. By analyzing individual learner behavior, designers can tailor instruction to meet diverse needs, adapting content difficulty, pace, and format for different learners. Analytics can also show which formats, for example, videos or quiz or readings, are most engaging or effective, allowing this way designers to prioritize or refine those formats. Data also, such as the time spent on tasks or module completion rates, can help identify bottlenecks or confusing sections, guiding this way structural changes to improve flow and clarity. Analytics provide feedback also on how well instructional strategies lead to desired outcomes, enabling evidence-based refinements over time. Regular collection and analysis of learning data foster a cycle of ongoing improvement, aligning instructional design with real-time learning needs and institutional goals. So the role here also of LMS platforms serve as centralized hubs now for course delivery, for communication, for data collection. So key LMS functions contributing to data-driven pedagogy include tracking student logins or assignment submissions or quiz results, then analyzing discussion participation, completion rates, reporting dashboards, and early alert systems for at-risk students. And this functionality empowers educators to detect learning patterns, flag disengagement, and intervene proactively. So here we can see the most widely used LMS platforms. For example, Google Classroom is very popular. So here the data are collected from student submissions, from grades and feedbacks, time spent on tasks, the canvas by instructor. This is used also in higher education. The data collected are collected from assignments and quiz submissions, from login patterns, page views, modules very well popular, data collected from activity completion and tracking. Blackboard, data collected from user engagement metrics, from assessment performance, learning progress dashboards. Schoology by Power School is a company. Here, the data collected from attendance, from mastery standards aligned performance, from discussion also. And what type of data these platforms typically collect? Performance data, this includes test scores, grades, progress tracking. Engagement data means logins, the clicks, the interaction with peers or instructors. The behavioral data, the participation in discussions, submission patterns, activity logs, and demographic data, so student profiles, course enrollments, and roles. So adaptive learning technology personalizes the learning experience because the system continuously evaluates a learner's understanding through quizzes, responses, their actions, identifying strengths and weaknesses as they emerge. Based on these assessments, the technology adjusts the difficulty, sequence, or format of content. For example, offering more practice on weak areas or skipping master topics. Through dynamic learning paths, because instead of following a fixed curriculum, learners move through personalized pathways that adapt to their goals, their learning styles, and progress. Adaptive systems provide immediate tailored feedback and hints to guide learners, reinforcing concepts and addressing misunderstandings as they arise. And scaffolding and differentiation, because the technology can offer varying levels of support through videos, through interactive exercises, through hints, depending on the learner's proficiency level, promoting deeper understanding. And also, teachers and learners receive dashboards and reports that highlight the performance trends, enabling targeted interventions and self-paced learning. Here, it's not worthy to mention the important role of predictive analytics, because now we can analyze patterns such as attendance, as I said before, or other factors in order to flag students who may be at risk of failing or dropping out, and often before they ask for help. So early warning systems. There is scoring because algorithms generate the risk scores based on multiple data points, for example, prior academic history, demographic data, helping educators prioritize interventions. Targeted interventions, once identified, at-risk students can receive timely support such as tutoring, counseling, or personalized outreach, increasing their chances of success. The resource allocation, because schools and institutions now can use predictive insights in order to allocate support and the academic support resources more efficiently. And tracking intervention effectiveness, because analytics can measure how interventions work over time, allowing continuous refinement of support strategies. So what is the pedagogical impact of all this? Is that educators can use learning analytics to improve student engagement by turning data into actionable insights that guide teaching strategies, that can personalize instruction, that can enhance student motivation. We can identify risks early. We can enhance feedback, real-time feedback. We can adapt our teaching methods because we tailor instructional formats to student preferences and the learning styles. We promote goal setting and ownership. Why? Because we can share progress dashboards with students to help them set personal learning goals. And this increases motivation by giving students a sense of control and progress tracking. We can facilitate collaborative learning. So this helps structure collaborative tasks more effectively and encourages peer engagement. We can schedule support strategically. This reduces anxiety and increases preparedness and involvement. So tools that support learning analytics, the LMS dashboards, third-party tools like Power BI, it's an amazing tool, a tableau also for education, which is very good for visualization also, and research scholars. And of course, for early alert systems, other amazing tools like Civitas, etc. So at the same time, okay, teachers have now the technological infrastructure, but at the same time, they need to make changes. What changes my teachers need in order to make effectively the effective implementation of these data-driven strategies? They need to interpret, they need to know how to interpret and use data meaningfully, understand metrics, trends, and what they actually say, what they don't say about student learning and needs. Instead of relying only on intuition or experience, teachers should integrate data insights into planning, instruction, intervention, and assessment, so shift to evidence-based decision-making. With data highlighting individual student needs, teachers must be prepared to tailor instructions through flexible grouping, through varied resources, through personalized feedback. Of course, use technology proficiently, collaborate with peers, engage in ongoing professional development. Continuous learning is necessary to keep up with evolving data tools. The tools are changing every second, we could say. Every week we have new tools that we can experiment. Keep up with best practices from other countries and ethical considerations around privacy, etc. Maintain a student-centered focus, so balance data use with empathy and judgment, ensuring that insights serve to support and not stigmatize students. So this data-driven pedagogy definitely supports data-driven pedagogy because we can understand individual learning profiles. We can group students strategically based on current skill levels or learning needs, allowing for targeted instruction within the classroom. We can adapt the content and pace. We can inform assessment and feedback. We can monitor progress continuously and enhance student engagement, because data reveals which types of content or activities students respond to best, so allowing teachers to tailor experiences that increase motivation and participation. At the same time, I think the most important part here the ethical issues which arise from the collection of student data. Here in Greece, my country, recently there was a scandal with the leak of student data. So this is a very serious issue. Why? Because sensitive data like grades, behavior, demographics, health info of students can be misused sometimes or exposed. So unauthorized access of sharing of student data may violate privacy rights. The informed consent, students and parents are often unaware of what data is being collected or how it will be used. What is the concern here? That lack of transparency undermines trust and may breach ethical standards or autonomy. Data security, schools may not have strong security measures. The issue of bias discrimination, another big issue, because the algorithm analytic tools may reflect or amplify biases in the data, race, gender, economic status. This can result in unfair treatment or the labeling of students or misidentifying students as at risk or limiting opportunities. The issue of surveillance, constant monitoring may feel intrusive. So the concern is that it can create a culture of surveillance affecting students' sense of agency and trust. What we call purpose creep, where data collected for educational improvements may later be used for disciplinary or non-academic purposes. So the concern here is that this breaches ethical boundaries if data are repurposed without clear justification or consent. In terms of data ownership also, it's often unclear who owns the data, students, schools, third-party vendors. This raises questions about how long data is retained, who can access it, and for what purposes. So the best practices to mitigate this ethical risk, if you're going to adopt a data-driven pedagogy, is the number one of data informed consent. The second is the major principle of what we call data minimization. What is data minimization? Use only the necessary data you need, nothing more. So limit data collection to what is necessary. Be transparent about data use and data policies. Try to implement strong data protection and access controls, and regularly try to implement audit algorithms for bias. Because biases, whether we like it or not, it's something that affects student outcomes. So here it's about the fear of stereotype reinforcement, the data quality issues, discriminatory outcomes. If algorithms may unintentionally favor certain types of students over others, and how we can address them through data auditing, through inclusive data presentation, through bias mitigation strategies, and human oversight. What is this human oversight? That algorithms should be used as a tool to inform decisions, but human educators should retain the final authority, ensuring that data is interpreted within the context of the whole student. So data privacy protection policies, of course, this is related with compliance with laws and regulation. For example, GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation in Europe, all the data encryption, strong encryption protocols, access control, the transparency, regular communication, the issue of data governance, data stewardship, assign data stewards or officers responsible for overseeing the handle of student data, the training and awareness, of course. The student rights, right to access to deletion, to the data portability, offers students the ability to transfer the data to other institutions or platforms as they move through their educational journey. Third-party data sharing policies, so clear contracts, transparency of data sharing, and data anonymization. When we share student data with external parties, we need to consider anonymizing the data whenever possible to minimize privacy risks. The data breach protocols, risk assessment, and inclusive center privacy practices. So school administrators should use LMS data in order to make strategic decisions. How, if they can identify, address student performance trends, they can use it for social case scheduling, for curriculum review. We can lead curriculum review initiatives to update or rework course content, teaching methods, or assessments to address all these trends and improve learning outcomes. We can predict student dropout, we can enhance communication, we can measure and improve student engagement, we can ensure equity in education. Professional development, what is needed, I mentioned before about the data literacy. So definitely we need to know how to understand types of data. Teachers need to develop data analysis skills, how to interpret learning analytics, the data-driven decision-making, because what is needed, practical guidance on how to apply data insights to plan lessons, to differentiate instruction, to provide targeted interventions, strategies for setting goals, measuring student progress, and adjusting teaching methods based on data. The ethical use of data and the continuous professional development includes also how to build a data culture in general. So creating a school-wide culture where data is seen as a tool for continuous improvement and not just evaluation. This means encourage openness to using data for professional growth rather than just accountability. So why? Because a supportive data culture ensures that teachers feel empowered to use data without fear of judgment or undue pressure. Regional and national policies support the education sometimes not. They support if the help with funding and incentives, legal frameworks for privacy, to encourage data literacy. But on the other hand, there are times where there's a resistance to data-driven practices, to strict data privacy laws, limited data literacy, etc. So technologies can support secure and efficient data governance in higher education institutions now is the cloud storage, the blockchain, data catalogs, the identity access management, analytics dashboards, data security, privacy tools. Universities can prevent data silos and ensure interoperability across departments through implementing interoperable IT systems, promoting centralized data repositories, encouraging cross-department collaborations, etc. So the risks of outsourcing data management, third-party methods are obvious, the loss of control, the ethical reputational risks, and what could be the mitigation strategies. Always try to be aware of robust contracts and regular audits as well as encryption and access controls. So institutions can safeguard against cyber threats at the same time. We talk about data. So adopt a layered security approach with data classification, tiered access, through monitoring, adopt privacy-enhancing technologies, and also higher education institutions can align data governance policies with the long-term strategic goals. How? If they embed data governance in strategic planning, if they establish clear governance structures, if they support unit success, if they balance compliance with innovation, if they integrate risk management, if they foster a data-informed culture. Strategic decision making, we talk about data governance. Data governance now plays a crucial role in institutional competitiveness and global rankings. The global rankings I mentioned before about strategic marketing and global branding of universities now. So data governance plays a crucial role in research competitiveness, in data accuracy, in benchmarking, in reputation, international collaboration, and operational efficiency. So universities can leverage big data analytics now for decision making without compromising academic values. How? If they use it for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, for always complying with the ethical frameworks, for improving student performance, etc. So finally, steps that the universities can take to ensure equitable access to the benefits of big data insights is always try to focus on inclusive data collection with transparent ethical use, monitoring for bias, inclusive decision-making, access to tools. Be aware also of cultural and economic differences among student populations. That's why we need to involve all stakeholders here, a continuous review. The issue of forms generated data, how students be empowered as active stakeholders in governance. What global best practices can guide higher education institutions developing strong data governance frameworks is to prioritize data compliance, establish clear governance structures, and communicate effectively. So balance innovation with regulation. When we experiment with big data initiatives is to balance risk and reward, to experiments, embed regulatory compliance to innovation planning. And the future of higher education will be shaped by predictive analytics and AI-driven data systems. So how, in what ways? Definitely we expect more research optimization, more operational efficiency, more academic integrity, if of course we use responsibly and ethically and wisely. AI and all these digital opportunities that we have. Enhanced academic advising. So responsible innovation approach would look like ethics first design, stakeholder engagement, accountability, adaptive risk management, sustainability and knowledge sharing, continuous learning. The future trend, future possibilities. Definitely we'll talk about more predictive analytics. Sentiment analysis also for student well-being, because nowadays also AI is used in order to help, for example, universities with mental health issues. Or AI-based curriculum design, predicted career pathing. Already AI is used with great success in order to consult and guide the students in terms of their career pathways. Enhance the teacher professional development and cross-institutional data sharing and insights. So here, before concluding, you can see the first AI teacherless school, which was created in UK. It's the last 2 years. It works on a pilot basis. We talk about students where there are no teachers at all. Something which is promising and scary at the same time. It has sparked debates all around the world. And after this school, which was the first, we first launched in the UK, we have the first AI school thing in India and Kerala. You know better than me, the first AI school teacher, the first avatar, etc. So by concluding, among all these possibilities that I mentioned before, and in this period where the European Union now invests billions to schools, educational institutions, which are going to implement AI projects in schools, we have cases of countries like Sweden and other countries also, which are returning to old textbooks. So at the same time, there is this wave of digitalization. Why? Because if we talk about Sweden, Sweden is one of the most tech-savvy countries of the world. They were the first who introduced tablets and smartphones in the preschool age, but during this pilot period, they realized that students, they have started to lose the handwriting skills, the mathematical skills, the research skills, and also the results of PISA. PISA is the international competition for students, showed disappointing results for students worldwide. So the experts of PISA and the experts of this phenomenon say that the problem is the excessive use of technology, that students are not distracted, they cannot focus on the lesson and things like that. So now they are returning to old textbooks or to books. They are reducing more and more the use of technology, and definitely they have banned, I think they have removed completely digital technologies from preschool age. So, of course, if you want my opinion, banning something is not a solution. What you need to do is to try to help students as educators to navigate this complex world, to help them to become ethical and wise users of AI and digital technologies. So I will stop here, and for any questions to discuss.
Thank you, Dr. Rania ma'am, for your elaborative explanation. I request anyone from the participant side, if you are interested to interact with our international speaker, or do you have any questions or any doubts, it is our great chance to interact with her. So I request any of the participants side, please say a few words. Anyone from the participants side?
Good evening, ma'am. Yes, I would like to add, or I just want to share my happiness with ma'am and rest of the audience as well. What I have understood from Rania ma'am's continuous talk on teaching, learning, assessment, evaluation, and also the strategies that are implemented, whether it is in her country or even in India, I have seen that systems with little differences but with more similarities. We all are into the mode of churning, nurturing, and grooming youngsters and making a better future for ourselves. This is the main motto that I have observed from her entire speech, not only this day today, even in her previous sharing of knowledge as well. Meet her
Yes, thank you.
in person or online, virtual. Every time I have been noticing, ma'am, that your speech has a beautiful capsule, I can say, where a blend of each mode or each method, but everything is directed only towards making a better future for all of us. And your concentration is more towards the younger generation, which will have their future starting ahead 5 years, 10 years later on. So by that time, most of us will be at our peak of our careers, but we are ready to implement whatever these kind of planning or these kind of strategies that we are implementing now. So this is really a very beautiful way of thinking about our future. So it's like a very great vision. And what a fantastic visionary you are. I really would love to appreciate from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of everybody, especially the Sidvi Foundation and even Aruna ma'am, because she is one such a person who brings people who are gems, who are diamonds. She chooses them, she picks them, and she brings to all of them to this platform where we all who is in such kind of a situation where we are waiting to devour the nectar that's coming from each and every flower that's blooming, like, and the flowers are you all. So we are very much blessed because of Sidvi Foundation and because of Aruna ma'am. We are getting that kind of a chance, and I really want to really compliment you and appreciate the kind of knowledge that you have, ma'am, is immense. Rania ma'am, really hats off to the kind of diverse ideas, whether it is inclusivity. I was just looking even that risk strategy, yeah, at risk students. So that's, we call them, we give them a bridge courses, yeah, for students who are either who are slow learners or even someone who's introduced to some kind of a language which becomes a barrier, or any other someone coming from a different background and entering into a new sector or entering into a new department or specialization. So we give them bridge course. Now you are saying the name or the nomenclature that you have used is a very beautiful word. It says that at risk students, and the strategies, everything is very much similar to what in India we all teachers or faculty members are practicing. And I really would love to tell that in pride that India is on par. The education system is on par with excellent global education that is happening elsewhere. Yeah, and you are the best example that we can take here on this platform. I feel proud that we are sharing such a platform with you, where you are enlightening all of us over here. I'm sorry, I feel that I have nothing to know. I'm just a speck in this ocean. But each and every word, each and every slide that you have given has a very great impact on me, and it is imprinted in my memory, which I will definitely carry this in my lectures every time I meet my students, or whenever we have some collaborative work with faculty. We will definitely share this common idea. The idea is include everybody, teach them, nurture them, groom them, so that the kind of a future that we got, a life that we got from our past generations, because we are their future. And we are now setting up such kind of a very nice future, so that the next generations that are coming in will definitely feel happy living and knowing and having such kind of a knowledge. I would love to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart once again. And thank you, Aruna ma'am, for giving us this kind of an opportunity every time these great ladies, men, women, everybody come. It becomes something that we would love to hear alongside, but with the kind of time restrictions that we have. So we await the another session that's coming. So whenever you announce another FDP or some other conference, then I feel, oh yeah, now again there is a bundle that's coming in. So I'm waiting for it every time. I'm sorry if I have taken good amount of time from you all, but I would love to share this idea. I think most of us resonate with what I am saying as of now. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Gayatri. I love what you mentioned about the new generation. And I was reading recently that the new generation, Generation Z, this generation which is shaping today's workforce, because these young people grew up with internet, with smartphones, with social media. It's the first truly, we could say, digital native generation, is struggling with having a stable worker. So if you check all these the recent studies would say that do not they blame these young people for limited workplace experience, that they change all the time of workplaces, that they have a short attention spans, that they desire for quick career advancement, or they don't accept rules or hierarchies in comparison to other generations, etc. But they don't, all these employees of today, they don't take into consideration the characteristics, the strengths of these young people. What are the strengths? That, of course, they're tech savvy because they can adapt quickly to new technologies, and remote work systems is better than we are, than we can do. And of course, this generation, they're independent learners. They have more diverse, more inclusive mindset. They're more visionaries, they're more, optimistic, and they have more creative, innovative thinking. So what actually Gen Z now expects from employers, they expect opportunities for learning. They expect a positive workplace culture where there is diversity, equity, and inclusion, where there is an honest communication of people. They don't want rules, yes, but they want all these other things. So how can employers now manage Gen Z effectively? Because all the time I'm reading the studies that they are struggling with this generation, is to try to create supportive work environments, inclusive environments, recognize their talent, and encourage teamwork and innovation. Because Gen Z is actually transforming now the modern workplace with the digital skills, with the global awareness, with demand for flexibility, with purpose-driven work. Gen Z wants to do something which is meaningful, which is relevant for their lives. They want work-life balance. They don't work to work no many hours without reason. So organizations that now understand and adapt to Gen Z expectations can benefit from a creative, skilled, and more future-focused workforce. So thank you, Dr. Gayatri, for pointing this, mentioning this point about the new generation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Gayatri, ma'am. What is there in my mind and heart exactly came from your words. Because I cannot imagine the persons like Rania ma'am without their inclusion in all our events. It will not be fruitful in my views, ma'am. That's why somebody they may think that all the time this Sidvi Foundation is repeating the same resource person, same speakers, but it is not the that thing. I never allow the such type of whatever the suggestions or advices we are getting from others. But without Rania ma'am and without somebody else like you, Gayatri ma'am and Pavanjit ma'am, Dr. Pavanjit ma'am, I feel that my events are not fruitful. That's why all the time I'm making all of you to be troublesome, because a very short notice I am giving. because of many criterias, many hectic schedules and all these things. Even though Dr. Rania ma'am, how much she is down to earth, ma'am, that I could see in her responses or in her talks or in her kind support and the way she speaks with others. That definitely we should learn. And the knowledge, coming to the knowledge, she is all the time sharing with all of us. She is a moving encyclopedia. No any doubt in that. So that's why, thank you, Dr. Rania ma'am. It's my pleasure. And whatever Gayatri ma'am had said, you are nothing but a diamond and gem, which I got from my Siddhi Foundation. It's my God's grace. So all the people, whomever working behind the screen, like you, are the God's gift to me. Because Siddhi Foundation is not having that much of exploration and that much of financial support and that much of human resources. Even though very proudly I can say that Siddhi Foundation got succeeded because it is having the gems and diamonds like you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I request anybody else from the participant side, please interact with Dr. Rania ma'am, because this is the chance to have her. So if you if we think and in some other time, if we want to meet her, there may not be possible. In any other event only she can available with us. So try to utilize this great opportunity and please interact with the Dr. Rania ma'am. Anybody else from the participant side? And Rania ma'am, again, I'm about to give you trouble on 4th and 5th of June, coming next month, on the eve of World Environment Day. Siddhi Foundation used to conduct conferences, seminars on special days, as you are all very well know. So coming June 5th is the International World Environment Day. So on that day and before Environment Day, that is 4th June, 2 days international conference every year Siddhi Foundation is organizing since last 3 to 4 years. So we have termed this as since last 3 years we have termed this as international conference under such platform. So that first over, second over, and this is the third international conference on World Environment Day, ma'am. So again, I'm about to bother you to spare your valuable time.
My pleasure and honor to join.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Definitely.
Dr. Mary, ma'am. I request Dr. Mary Sunanda, ma'am. These are all shiny stars of Siddhi Foundation, ma'am, because all the time their shining is making Siddhi to move forward.
Yes, I wanted to ask who is here from our audience are teachers in secondary, primary education, higher education, from all levels.
Yes, yes.
Thanks for attending.
Yes, ma'am. Most of us are from higher education institutions. Like I belong to a higher education institution, teaching the undergraduate, postgraduate, and even research scholars as well. And likewise, there are all the participants here are into teaching higher education institutions at UG level and even at PG level too, undergraduate, postgraduate levels. Whether it is engineering or science or commerce or even arts, multidisciplinary.
Thank you. Yes.
And even interdisciplinary.
Great, great.
Okay. With the permission of our distinguished speaker, international speaker, I would like to conclude the technical session 1, international speech. Thank you so much, Dr. Rania ma'am, from my bottom of the heart, for sparing your valuable time and for sharing your valuable knowledge with all of us. I hope all of us, all the participants got some innovative and some thought-provoking points from your lecture. So thanks a lot. Saying thanks, nothing I can do for you, and all the time. God bless you, ma'am. And ma'am, is everything okay there? With respect to war and everything, is everything clear?
We have a big energy crisis. The prices again are increasing more and more. It's a nightmare. Already before this war, we had the same issues with the war with Russia and Ukraine. Since the war with Russia started, everything here is 10 times higher. Now this is becoming worse and worse. So yes, an energy crisis. Let's see what measures will be taken, because we'll see what will happen.
Because I'm eagerly waiting, ma'am, to send a big parcel is waiting, ma'am, since last 1.5 to 2 years, all your certificates, all your mementos, a big parcel is here itself. And whenever I saw that parcel, I'm feeling much more when I could able to send this to Rania ma'am, when she will take that with her hands, because since last 2 years we are able to meet in online only, and we are unable to meet in person. But even though whatever I sent, if you could able to like take in your hands, I can feel that I came to you and I had met you personally like that. But God is not giving me that chance. So I hope very soon everything will be separated, and your whatever the gratitude which I want to show you, that will be reach you very soon. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So with this, we can conclude the day 1 technical session 1 international speech. And today's day 1 national speaker, Dr. Pavanjit Kaur ma'am. A very warm welcome to Dr. Pavanjit Kaur ma'am. Being a very young age, ma'am is also one more encyclopedia, and whatever Gayatri ma'am said, like one more diamond. So today we are very fortunate enough to meet 2 diamonds, 2 gems, and 2 shining stars. So Dr. Pavanjit Kaur ma'am, working as a
Good evening.
the Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Symbiosis Skills University, Pune, Maharashtra. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Much, we wish to hear from you, ma'am. We are very eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me here on the occasion of 2-week International Faculty Development Program on multidisciplinary strategies for 21st century for innovative teaching and learning. So actually what happened is, whenever nowadays, after the commencement of NEP, after the commencement of NAC guidelines being changed, NBA guidelines are changed. So due to all these changes and due to all of sudden enhancement of AI into the teaching and learning, it gives us a chance to uplift our skills in terms of innovative teaching and learning. And you are doing a really good job for organizing such a wonderful program and that too for 2 weeks, for discussing on the multidisciplinary strategies for 21st century innovative teaching and learning practices, which I'm sure that everybody needs to know nowadays, because nowadays it's not like the the learning is teacher centric. Nowadays, learning is becoming student centric. We need to understand what the student requires, because nowadays, every student, they have all the information on their fingertips, right? They have the information available on social media, on generative AI platforms. They are using ChatGPT more than their own friends, right? Nowadays, ChatGPT or such other platforms like Gemini or say Claude, they are becoming their best friends. They know our younger generation better than even their parents or even their friends know. So, in such generation, when we talk about teacher-centric learning, it is taking the seat back, and now it is getting converted to the student-centric learning. So, let me just share my screen first, and let me know if it is visible. Let me make it full screen. Yeah. So my topic for today is generative AI supported framework for designing deeper assessments as per NAC and NBA norms. In our today's discussion, we'll be discussing about how assessment aligned framework is changing the dynamics of teaching and learning, how we have to use Bloom's taxonomy for university level deeper assignments, deeper assessments generation, and then we'll be discussing about the tools like Questionwell, like Quillbot and Wayground style AI designing. We'll be discussing about few more tools which are emerging nowadays for creating better assessments. And at the end, of course, because whenever AI is involved, that means we need to ensure the academic standards are getting met. Equity and transparency is there. We need to make sure about that. So we'll be discussing all these points one by one. And on after today's lecture, I'll make sure that all the participants, all the faculty members who are present here, they will be leave with ready to use assessment drafts for their own courses. Nowadays, because of this much load our faculty members are having, apart from teaching, they have to focus on administrative work, they need to take care of admissions, they need to take care of mentorship of the students, they need to take care of the projects of the students due to project-based learning. They have to ensure the skill enhancement of the students. So after doing these many tasks, faculty are facing increasing pressure to design high quality assessments, right? Because they have limited time, limited resources. Traditional assignments or assessments, whether it was the end term examination or mid-term examination, or even the assignments or quiz tests that we were conducting earlier, they were emphasizing uh, Bloom's taxonomy lower level, which includes the recall or understanding of the concept or remembering the concept rather than disciplinary thinking. And one step further, interdisciplinary thinking. They were lacking that. So generative AI tools nowadays, they are helping in such terminologies. Like if we are still giving the traditional assessments to the students, generative AI tools like Claude, like Gemini, like Perplexity or ChatGPT, they can easily answer any of those conventional examination questions. Even if it is examination question or the skill-based, project-based learning, or even the assessments, right? So in such scenarios, it is our moral responsibility to provide them the assignments, the assessments, or even the question papers in such a way, redesigning it in such a way so that all the academic integrity, all these policies would be taken care of. Alongside, it will be providing the overall holistic development to the student. Okay. Since the commencement of NAC and NBA alongside NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, when they came into the blossoming state, so there was a huge shift from the regular learning, the regular understanding based learning to higher order thinking. even if when we talk about the NAC or NBA criterions, so here, for example, in NAC criteria 2 and NBA criteria 3, both emphasize the attainment of program outcomes. Like if the program is suppose BTech, so AICTE has already claimed 12, now it is 11 although. So 11 program outcomes are already stated. And for each and every course, there are course outcomes. So we need to emphasize the attainment of all the program outcomes as well as the course outcomes. And at the end of the course, program specific outcomes are also need to be achieved. So if we are following the deeper assessments, they are enhancing the capability of the students in terms of Bloom's taxonomy level 3 to 6, which emphasize applying the knowledge, analyzing whatever they have learned, evaluating and creating some innovative solution rather than just recalling or remembering the fact or cramming the fact, right? So why it is required nowadays? It ensures the students they can use knowledge in real world. When life slaps them very hard in any unfamiliar context, they don't know what to do. And many times I have observed when the students on social media, they are saying, oh, we never taught never get taught like that. We don't know the concept. We don't know how to be visible in the real world. They are like, we were just focusing on getting the degree, getting the marks, good marks. They were having like this much CGPA and still don't know how to solve the issues which are happening in real world because they were focusing on memorizing the concept rather higher order thinking. So that is why it is very important that we ensure the outcome based education is happening. So when we talk about NBA 2015 guidelines, they clearly mention that assessment, it must directly measure the CO-PO attainment. That means how the specific course outcome or course objectives, they are related to program outcomes or program specific outcomes and how proper rubrics are getting attained. Similarly for NAC, when NAC emphasizing on teaching, learning, and evaluation process, it required the evidence of student-centric learning approaches. Why? So, whenever we talk about outcome-based education system, everybody is like, we have also learned in such a manner at our own pace, right? We know the problems, we know the problem analysis, we are designing and developing the thing. But nowadays, when we talk about each and every student, not each and every student is paying attention like our professors or we at the earlier ages were used to do, right? Because at our ages or at every other faculty's time, when their teachers were teaching them, we were so keen to listen to them. We were enthusiastic about reading the books. We were reading the research papers. Nowadays, student doesn't want that. What they are generally doing, they are simply, even if they are reading the research paper, they're simply downloading the research paper, giving it to ChatGPT, clearly mentioning, okay, find the research gap, summarize this whole chapter or whole book into quick few points so that I'll be able to understand what is happening there. So this is how the teaching and learning dimensions have changed over the years, right? And if we are simply providing in terms of quiz test, we are providing the MCQ based questions or the direct questions, they can't map with the complex POs like problem analysis or even the investigation of the problem or even creating the new solutions or design or development of something new, even ethics. So they are not mapping with these POs, these complex POs. That is why we require the case study based learning, project based learning, and even open end problems, so that student will enhance their ability, their cognitive skills, and they will be able to solve real world problems. And when we talk about graduate attributes, see, in pharmaceutical, there are different graduate attributes. In sciences, there are different. In engineering, there are different. In medical field, there are different graduate attributes. But every graduate attributes, they focus on critical thinking, they focus on problem solving, they focus on lifelong learning, and they focus on the student-centric learning and student learning outcomes and skill development to be achieved so that they will have maximum of employability. Why it is required? Because when we have our stakeholders from industry, whenever they are coming to the campuses to have interviews of the students, they are finding out the gap. There is a gap between the engineers which are getting produced. We have these many engineers, like more than, if overall approximate we discuss, more than 1 lakh engineers are there around the world. Does all the engineer, they know how to define the problems, they know how to solve those problems? No. That is how they are facing workplace challenges. And when they say we don't have employability, that means they are lacking the skills. And those skills, why they are lacking? Because direct questions, they are getting solved by using any of the generative AI tool or from copying from anywhere else. They are not enhancing their cognitive ability, which is the need of the hour. So for the solution of workplace challenges, or minimizing the gap between industry and academia, we need to ensure that all the graduate attributes, which involves critical thinking, which involves problem solving and lifelong learning, are getting attained. And when we talk about continuous quality improvement, it is not the case that at the end we are taking examination and students are getting the marks, they are getting the degree. Nowadays, we are focusing on continuous learning, continuous quality improvement of the students, so that they will be, their performance, their cognitive ability will get enhanced as per the curriculum design. For example, in NAC criteria 2 and in NBA criteria 4, they are focusing on the assessment data, how we are providing the assessment for the students. We need to keep a record for that, right? And for the analysis of student performance, like we need to analyze the student performance in terms of slow learners, in terms of advanced learners. We need to analyze all those SWOT analysis for the curriculum improvement, right? For that purpose, we require the deeper assessment. The deeper assessment which provide the analytical data where students fail conceptually, not just if they fail. That means where students are fail in terms of finding the answers directly from anywhere, rather they need to upskill their brains, they need to understand the basic concepts so that they will be advancing in terms of solving those assessments. And it also helps in refining the regular teaching norms, which nowadays we are following, right? And nowadays, every campus, every higher education institution, they are focusing on getting accreditation, whether it is from AICTE, whether it is from NBA, NIRF, or NAC. Because as per all those accreditation weightage, we require the evidence. For example, in NBA, the direct assessment tools, they carry 80% weight for the CO attainment. Okay. which include assignments, which include tutorials, which include projects. Either it is research-based project or skill-based project, and that too beyond the regular examination that we are conducting. Okay, and for NAC, student performance and how the student performance is mapped with the learning outcome. That is also a key metric where we need to give the, like, whenever NAC people, they are coming for accreditation, evaluation, or for quality control, or for any audit, when they are coming, they are randomly checking any question papers, they are randomly checking any assessment. So we need to be sure that we enhance, we uplift our assessments accordingly. Why? Because if the papers only test level 1 to level 2, which is understanding, and which is understanding whatever the concept they are learning, as well as remembering. So if the papers only test these two levels, we'll be losing marks during the accreditation policy, right? So NAC or NBA team, even the IQAC teams or the audit teams, they are looking for quality of internal assessments or quality of external assessments, along with the diversity of assessment methods. You can have assessment in terms of project-based learning or skill-based learning, even in the form of research paper presentation, even in the form of say the practical knowledge, even in the form of open ending based or case study based assessment. So these type of assessments, they are going to address the heterogeneity and promote equity among all the students, because we know that all the students are having different learning levels, right? Our basic focus is to enhance their cognitive ability, right? Even NAC, it focuses on inclusive education and all the learning level of all the students, inclusively all the students. And if we are designing the deeper assessments with multiple solution paths, see, I remember one of the famous scientists, I just forget the name, they said none of the question or none of the answer is wrong, because we can have multiple solution to one single problem, right? So if we are providing the deeper assessments with multiple solution paths, for example, I usually set up my question papers in such a manner that students, whatever their own cognitive ability is, accordingly they are able to answer whatever is their learning, right? I'll give the examples of such questions later on, right? So if we are providing the multiple solution paths, we will be able to understand, oh, the student is thinking in such a manner. For example, right now the war is happening, right? So if I am giving the question that how we can control the chemical exposure of the war which is happening due to chemical roots or due to the chemical exposure or due to any chemical attacking agent, how you are going to identify and how you are going to resolve or reduce the impact up to the environment. Few students would be like, yeah, we can perform such quick instrumental analysis, we can do that, we can do this, right? Few students would be coming like, for reducing the environmental impact, we need to focus on the air quality. Few people would be coming with we need to focus on water quality. So here, for one single problem, there are multiple solution pathways, and such solution paths, they lead to strong and weak students. Their understanding is getting developed differently, and there can't be a single solution to one single problem, right? We need to understand that thing. And if a student, suppose a weak learner or the slow learner, if they are writing something in such a manner, and that means they, based on their own ability, they are trying to learn that concept. They are providing the own solution. without getting being judged, right? And if they are writing in such a manner, they are getting passed, it will enhance their cognitive ability, it will boost their confidence, and then they'll be like, oh my God, my answers were correct. That means I am thinking in a right direction, right? We all remember multiple cases of the students when they are feeling depressed, if they are not performing well. But if we are providing such open-ending questions where all the answers are based on their own learning content, right? So they will enhance their, motivation, and they will enhance their ability to understand the things without getting a fear of getting judged by anybody, right? So this is how they'll be not focused on simply memorizing or cramming the thing and then writing it down. They'll be rather focusing on understanding it deeply so that they'll create a different solution, right? Because NAC, NBA, AICTE, or any other such authoritative bodies, accreditation bodies, they don't want the students just who are passing the exam getting the degree. They want the students, or they want the programs which produce the graduates who can think, who can solve, and innovate at the same time. And with the NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020 alignment with the NAC or NBA accreditation, then it has mandate the competency-based holistic assessment of the student, right? Nowadays, we have completely shifted from, like, since past 5 to 6 years, we have completely shifted from one-time exam, which was end-term examination, to the formative, to the cumulative, to the deeper or authentic assessment that measure the application of the knowledge rather than just testing their ability to remember the thing. That is why designing deeper assessment is required as per NAC and NBA norm. So now in such a cases, we have understood why this all is required. But now it is giving a burden to the faculty members, right? When we are like, I have heard in multiple FDPs when we are giving such lectures, so many faculty are coming that, ma'am, there is assessment challenge, right? Like, we don't have this much time. We have to work fully for admission work or administrative tasks are there. We have to do the teaching. We have to make the notes. We need to make question papers. We need to do research. We need to present our papers in the conference. We need to write the patents. In these many tasks, assessment is always taking a step back. This is general question from much of the faculty members. So here I am to solve that query, because the assessment challenge is real. But the thing is, if the students are using AI, we can also use AI to create such systems, right? Okay, giving a huge contradictory statement here that people may ask that how come we are creating the AI-based academic environment, right? But we need to make sure that our assessments, they are getting designed for the post-AI academic environment, because everybody is using AI. And what if we faculty members are using that? It will reduce our load, right? And the traditional assessments, they are time consuming to design, whether we are creating the multiple choice questions, whether we are creating the open ending based questions, or whether we are taking the case study based questions, right? Those assessments were generally focusing on recall or remembering the facts rather than the higher order thinking as per the Bloom's taxonomy levels, right? But we need to be ensure that AI is our partner. It's not a threat. And we can use AI, generative AI tools to design the rigorous assignments which are having cognitive skills, cognitive ability, which are authentic, which are academically strong. in the higher education. So how we can ensure that? Firstly, and most important thing of today's talk is Bloom's taxonomy, which is our academic anchor, right? We have 6 levels in the Bloom's taxonomy, uh, which were developed based on the knowledge based, knowledge centric, which is called cognitive abilities, then affective, which is like emotion based, or uh, psychomotor or action based learning objectives. So it is classifying all the learning objective in 3 categories, right? Where in terms of hierarchy, the level 1 and 2, as I already told, it is remembering and understanding. So earlier days where all the questions, all the assessments were just remembering and understanding based, nowadays we need to, upskill our assessments in terms of application, in terms of analyzing. For example, I had given the example question that in the war scenario, if the students are able to analyze which parameters are there, it could be chemical based war scenarios, it could be biological based case scenario, it could be physical based case scenario, right? So they need to analyze. So this is how they can analyze, or they can compare, they can differentiate between something. And by using all these Bloom's taxonomy levels, at the end, they'll be able to create their own solution. So Bloom's taxonomy here is to guide curriculum design, our instructional methods, as well as our assessment strategy. So in the higher education, we now need to focus on, I'm not saying that don't focus on the lower levels. I'm sure that lower levels are required, but it is our responsibility that from the lower level itself, we are moving it up to the higher level. I mean, from remembering and understanding to we are going upward towards towards creating the new solutions or evaluating up to the mark. So in the designing of assessments, AI, how can help us? If we have clear thought about Bloom's taxonomy for the assessment blueprint, then accordingly we can have AI, generative AI tools that can excel at remembering and explaining. We know that. That is why whenever we are giving such assessments to the students, students are quickly able to solve those by using the AI tools, because AI, whatever the data source is available around the globe, it is capturing the data and explaining accordingly, right? But AI struggles when tasks require disciplinary judgment, contextual reasoning, and original synthesis, right? So we need to be sure that our assignments, our assessments, or even our end-term examination question papers, if AI can easily able to solve the question, that means question is under design. Harsh statement, but true. So how AI and faculty partnership is evolving nowadays, what does AI does well and what do faculty need to control. So AI can generate multiple questions. It can draft the questions rapidly. Then it can rephrase all the prompts in the academic language. For example, if you want to keep the tone formal, if you want to keep the tone generic, if you want to keep the tone innovative. So accordingly, we can give the prompt and getting it rephrased. Then it also suggests alternative assessment formats. It reduces the repetitive cognitive labor, which our faculty members are doing since ages, right? But there is something that faculty always need to control, because all the generative AI tools, they are taking the information from any random source multiple times, so which is not authentic. So for authenticity, we need to check. For accuracy, whether it is aligning with the discipline, it is aligning with the tone or not, whatever academic standard I want to set, whether it is aligning with that, whether it is aligning with all the course outcomes as well as the program outcomes. At the same point, whether it is aligned with the Bloom's taxonomy levels, that is what the faculty can always control. Because AI is not here to replace the academic judgment which is given by the faculty members. Rather, it is here to assist with the designing process of the assignment. So let's discuss about now a few tools which give deep dive into idea generation, drafting, or refinement of our. So first, an important tool is Question Well. I hope a few people must have used this earlier. If not, let me tell you, what does Question Well actually do? Right? It generates the assessment questions directly from the syllabus content. If you have a syllabus with the mentioned course objectives, with mentioned program specific objectives, outcomes, or with specific program outcomes. And if you want to map, because nowadays, as per NAC and NBA norms, we need to ensure that in our question papers, whatever we are setting, at the end, those questions are getting aligned with the course outcomes, with the program outcomes, as well as the Bloom's taxonomy levels, right? So for this purpose, we need to be sure that the syllabus which we are sending for generating the question. Now, students can also use the same thing, and accordingly, they'll be, prepare for the examination. Is it going to enhance their ability to think logically or think critically? No. So, for that purpose, we need to set our prompts that it is not very easy for the students to get all those questions as well as get all the answers related to those questions. So for that purpose, Question Well, what it can create. For example, if we have the syllabus content, if we have the curriculum, if we have the learning outcomes in terms of course objective, in terms of program outcomes, or any of the academic text, even your textbook or even your notes, whatever. So we can generate assessment questions directly from those, right? And it supports multiple choice questions. It supports short answer questions, and then it supports the open-end questions as well. So by Question Well, we can create high quality, coherent, and engaging curriculum, as well as we can create the questions. So this is how it looks like. Firstly, you need to sign in. Thereafter, we will get a pop-up window for generating the questions. You can generate the question. For example, a few universities, they are having the pattern where they are having MCQs alongside the short answer type questions, as well as the longer questions, which require the higher Bloom's taxonomy levels, right? So accordingly, you need to input the curriculum text or learning objective, whatever, right? If you want to generate the multiple questions, multiple answer type questions and MCQs, then you can use this. If you want to quickly check the Bloom's taxonomy level alignment, there is one thing that Question Well does. In general, it gives you the lower level, up to 3 to 4 level, it is providing the question. Now it is our own thing thereafter to convert those questions, those generated questions, into the higher order Bloom's taxonomy level, right? So in the Question Well, this is how it looks like. I am not going to do the hands-on training, otherwise it will take much time. Actually, this lecture is designed for 2.5 hour workshop. So right now I'm just telling you about the tools and also what those tools can do, right? And thereafter, if there would be any query, then we will be going to take, okay? So for example, we are going to generate 10 multiple choice questions. For example, here I have written the topic, Advancing Forensic Explosion and Their Effects in English at a graduate reading level, based on whatever the notes we are having. So here I was having the data of fire, debris, and explosive, which was by NIST. So I have taken the data from the official website. I have posted it here, and then I have created the question, right? Created 5 questions for this purpose. Okay. So for university faculty, how it matters, it speeds up the initial assessment drafting. For the initial level, when we are thinking that what we should do, which question we must ask. For the initial draft, it is really helpful. It is helping us to align questions with the stated learning outcomes, whatever the learning outcomes are there, right? It is useful for the quizzes. It is useful for formative or case study based assessment. It is good for exam question banks also, because many students, they are asking for providing the question banks, right? So for that purpose, we can use this, right? There is one limitation, that free version. I'm talking about only the premium versions, like the plans which are free. So for the free plan, it is generally set default at the lower Bloom's level. So faculty refinement is essential. I'll tell you how to do the advancements in these questions to access this limitation. In the next tool itself, it is mentioned, right? Okay, there was a demo lecture. If you want me to go for a demo, I can go for that. Otherwise, I'll just tell you how to generate the assessment question. For example, demonstration focus. We have to provide the input. The input has to be university level learning outcome. For example, if suppose the question which I told you earlier, that was for defense chemistry students, right? So there I was teaching the unit which was for the chemical and biological wars, and how the all the explosions are happening, what are the nerve agents, how they are going to spread in the environment, how we can easily detect them, what would be the medical emergencies for such cases, for defense war specifically it was designed, right? So you need to mention the university level outcome, and for the outcome you need to access the multiple assessment items, whatever it is providing, whether it is aligned with all those program objective or not, right? And what we need to observe, answers, it is giving the hint of how and what we need to find when students are answering this question, which Bloom's taxonomy level is there, where disciplinary specificity is required, because many times AI doesn't know. Until unless you're giving the right prompt, AI doesn't know what to do and what not to do. Okay. And once you're trying this at your home, let me know one thing. Which of these questions would you accept in the final exam and why? Okay. So there was a hands-on activity planned. Anyhow, moving on to the next. So when I said that Questionwell provides you the questions which are based on the case studies, which could be open-ending questions, which could be summary-based question, which could be analysis of anything, which could be, creating a different solution, right? But Questionwell is providing the lower Bloom's taxonomy levels. So for that purpose, we can use Quillboard. Quillboard, I guess every faculty, every researcher is using that, because it is providing us the complete writing solution, whether we need to detect AI, whether we need to check the plot, whether we need to check the grammar or paraphrasing something, even writing the summaries. And nowadays for Quillboard, we can generate the content just like other ChatGPT or Perplexity. Okay, so for Quillboard, if we need to provide the cognitive depth and academic knowledge, academic language, we need to use the professional knowledge, then we can use the Quillboard. It advanced the paraphrasing and it reframe the sentences if we want to perform, right? And here we are having few models. We have academic model, we have formal writing modes. So it has the ability to increase the complexity. I usually do that. I generally increase the complexity of the question so that student will think for the first 5 minutes what to do in this question. So I increase the complexity level. Then we need to ensure that we are adding the analytical framing. We are improving the clarity. We are improving the precision, whatever is required. So why it matters in the higher education? Because it is quickly converting the recall based or remembering based question to the analysis based questions. It is providing us explanation. Alongside, if we want to convert our explanation based question to evaluation based question, that also we can do. We can select standard mode, we can select fluency mode, we can select academic, formal, simple, creative, expand. We can increase the level of synonyms also. For premium plan, it works really well. If you have the premium, great. So it aligns basically the questions with accreditation expectation, and it is mapping the questions with graduate attribute framework. So you can once you are using this quill boat, you can compare before and after. It is really performing well. Then we have one more hands-on activity where we can design the original question, which we have taken from the question well, like this. For example, the question was define sustainable development. For here, they'll be writing the same definition. Sustainable development is so and so, right? But if we are reframing it as per the higher Bloom's levels, we can write critically evaluate the applicability of sustainable development principles within the context of urban infrastructure planning in developing economy. Now, you can see Bloom's shift is happening here from the level 1 to level 4 and 5. We have jumped quickly, right? We have turned the simple remembering based question to the evaluation based questions, right? So what generally it changes the context, it changes the judgment, and it provides the disciplinary application or explanation which is required. Okay. Even for the depth refinement, we can have a question, well generated question. For example, you can choose any of the question from. For example, I'm choosing the same previous question, right? So if we want to shift cognitive skills, cognitive ability, from define, we can go to compare. From describe, we can go to analyze. From explain sustainable development. We can have critically evaluate how sustainable development is happening in so and so areas. And even if you're writing a statement, you can simply write, justify this statement. For example, few days ago in the questions, I had given in the question paper a question that nowadays LPG crisis is there, right? And due to this crisis, people are focusing their shift from pure LPG to ethanol-based fuels. Justify the state. Now, here they can have open-ending answers. And even you can say, if you think it is a correct statement, how and why. If you think there is some changes or there could be some issues related to blending ethanol with the conventional fuel, what changes you will feel, what will happen to the engine, what will happen to the environment, right? So this is how we can enhance the cognitive shift from lower Bloom's level to the higher Bloom. Then we have a wonderful tool, which is the Wayground AI. Okay. So here, in Wayground AI, we can have scenario-based assessment, where we can have context-specific tasks. For example, we are giving the application to the local data or the current research, whatever is happening, or any institutional issue or any regional issue, right? So it can provide us focus on such context-specific tasks, and it is meant that it is AI resistant. because generic AI models, they lack local knowledge, they lack course-specific data set, they lack real-time institutional context. So Wayground AI is going to help you there. Because we know authenticity is the strongest form of academic integrity. So one more live demo was there, where we can create a real world scenario where we are applying course concepts to unique data, or we can review AI resistance principles, right? So AI is here to help you. AI is here to assist you. It can't replace faculty's thinking, because I believe faculty has, even if they are busy, their thinking capability, no AI can replace. Never. So another toolkit we have, which is EdCafe AI. It's a powerful AI toolkit designed for educators specifically to effortlessly generate and organize instruction plans. For example, if you're creating teaching resources, you're creating teaching plans, lesson plans, quiz maker, assignment grader, or for generating quick notes. For example, nowadays one ad is going on Instagram, right? A faculty, she's like, oh my God, there is only 10 minutes left before the class. I don't have the notes. What to do? So she's quickly using AI, using her knowledge, and quickly creating the teaching resources. This is how we can use that Cafe AI. Then we have Perplexity AI. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool for content creation and for deep research of every topic. For example, if you want to provide notes to the students, and if you want to provide specific YouTube links or any other research paper link along with the data that you are going to use, you can use Perplexity. So here, along with the notes, you will get the proper links to wherever it goes, whether it is a research paper, whether it is a book, whether it is a YouTube video, whether it is a blog, anything. So it gives you the link so that if the student want to do the deep study on the same topic, they can use that link and go there, right? And for quiz generation, specifically for quiz generation, we have EPT AI. In EPT, we can create 10 questions. We can create multiple choice question. We can create true false. We can create fill in the blanks quiz along with the AI question generator, right? We can create even the flashcard type quiz we can create. Okay, we can submit up to 10,000 character in terms of the notes, in terms of any PDF, or simply we can even put the URL of the web page or even of the YouTube video. From there also it will create the quiz very easily. Then we have one tool, faculty members. That is why its name is teacheasy.ai, because it provides us resources, classroom management tools, assessment, lesson plans, rubrics, communication channel for parents of our students. Okay, and here if you want to create the suppose MCQs we are going to create, right? So we can simply write that we are choosing the university 4th year. I want the number of question 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? What topic, text, or description I want. I need to be specific towards that thing. I can paste my own notes, and from there I can create multiple choice assessment. It is really easy to use. Now, whenever we are generating the assessment, we need to take care of 3 C's of quality check, right? For example, for movie markets, it's always like we need to check 3 E's, which is entertainment, entertainment, and entertainment. Here we have 3 C's of quality check, which is context, whether the question that we are generating, is it fitting in the course, fitting in the cohort, fitting in the discipline, whether it is having piquancy, cognitive depth, is the Bloom's level appropriate for the program year? Okay, then clarity, which is very important. Is the task unambiguous? Is it fair? Is it accessible? Right? So at the end, we need to check for bias and fairness to ensure the accessibility. We need to be transparent about the AI use because AI output is a draft, but it is our responsibility, our ethics to provide academic precision to that draft. So for checking the plagiarism, we can use, I mean, if we are creating the question papers or we are creating the assessments, it's very important for us to check whether it doesn't have any flag or not, right? So we can use Copyscape or we can use Ripley Checker. These are the free tools. And if you have Turnitin access, well and good, you can always use Turnitin. So it is providing us the plagiarism as well as it is providing us how much AI content is there in your assessment. So Turnitin is really well. So what are the key takeaways from this lecture today? Not lecture, discussion actually. What are the key takeaways? That AI accelerates the assessment design. It ensures that all the educators, they are aligning their assessments with the course objectives, program specific objectives, as well as, program specific outcomes, as well as Bloom's taxonomy levels. Teachers can explore tools, they can refine the practice. Transparency is required, ethics are required. So whenever the students are also using AI, we need to tell them how ethics are involved, right? They don't need to use data from anywhere, right? They need to use the authentic sources for data, right? And at the end, if you start using those AI tools in today's world, you'll be able to know what challenges are there, which we need to foresee, and how I am interested in that, how you are going to apply these tools from tomorrow onwards in your day-to-day teaching life. So on my concluding remark, the future of assessment is not AI proof, it is AI aware and academically grounded, where AI facilitate efficiency and effectiveness in education in terms of content creation or lesson plans, student assessment, student feedback, even our stakeholders' feedback, even for creating the assessments, even for grading the students. But at the same time, ethics are very important to take care of so that we will be creating a world where AI is not taken or considered as a threat, but rather a companion. Thank you so much. This is me for the day. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Dr. Pawanji. Thank you for your elaborative explanation, which is in need of our to all the faculty members, whomever present
you,
over
ma'am.
here and whoever watching online also. Yes, ma'am, Dr. Rania, ma'am.
Rania ma'am has some
Yes.
questions. Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. First, I would like to congratulate you for sharing these amazing tools that we have at our disposal. I would add here also Magic School. Magic School is very popular in Europe and in Greece because it offers possibilities for certification, I mean, for levels, beginners, advanced. So, because teachers want to be certified somehow on AI, so Magic
Right.
School, so it's a platform which I think it includes over 65 AI tools. It's not worth it to explore. And I have one question about NAC because actually today I learned more about this. I want to ask you, does NAC actually truly reflect the quality of education, college, university? I mean, how effectively does this council contribute to improve the quality of higher education? Why I'm asking this? Because I think that accreditation grades can give a general picture of institutional performance, something which cannot fully capture day-to-day classroom learning quality or student experience or employability outcomes. Some institutions may also focus, more on scoring well in assessments rather than deep educational improvement. So I think that it's more or less a useful indicator of quality, but not a perfect measure. In Greece, we have a similar heavy lending authority for higher education. We don't use a direct grading system like NACA, but we have a quality assurance framework which is aligned with European standards in order to ensure the high quality higher education. So from your experience and in reality, what is happening in India, while its effectiveness depends on how seriously institutions implement recommendations on regular updates to evaluation criteria, especially because next should be updated with digital learning, with AI integration. So what is happening? What is the reality?
Ma'am, in reality, actually, with the jump to online learning, students have excessively started using the AI tools, right? And for that purpose, even faculty have trained themselves for getting the AI-based certifications, for getting the even nowadays there are multiple AI-enabled tools which are helping the faculty members in accessing the feedback of the students also. I have delivered one lecture on the AI-based tools for feedback from the students, feedback from the stakeholders, feedback from the parents also. Because this is how we can align whatever students are learning in terms of feedback. And because it is in India, what is happening? Teachers are being, over and overloaded with the work. So they need to work on the research papers, they need to work on conferences, they need to work upon organization of multiple programs. Many things are happening. So if in such scenarios, if teachers are taking help from the AI tools, but that doesn't mean that you generate completely assessments from the AI, but they're also prompt are in such a manner. For example, I'm giving you one example here. Few days ago, I have set a question paper. The question paper was for 25 marks only. Students, I said it is an open book exam for you people. If you want to use a mobile phone, you may use your mobile phone. If you want to use the book, use the book. You are having 1 hour. It is for 25 marks. In 25 marks, if you will be able to find the questions, the direct questions, if any direct reference is available, you may use that, right? And after 30 minutes, they were like, ma'am, Chat GPT can't answer. Perplexity can't answer the way you have generated the question. So then they were like, now give us more time so that we'll think whatever we have learned and we will start writing the answers in such a manner. And they actually did that. So now they are like, whenever such questions are coming, they don't need to depend because it is their mindset nowadays for the students, even for the faculty members. Many times it happens that if some questions are being asked to them, they are directly giving it to Chat GPT or to such a generative AI tool and getting the answer from there, right? So if we are generating the assessment in such a manner, student will get to know one thing, that none of the AI tool will be going to help them in such scenarios. So thereafter, they need to work, they need to think logically, they need to critically evaluate whatever they have learned, and accordingly they need to give the answers. Right now in this laptop, I don't have the question. Otherwise, I will be telling you. I might be having it in my phone. So few questions are like this, that I'm giving them a scenario-based question, right? For example, few days ago, I had given them a question that a blast is happening. Okay, to defense chemistry students, obviously. I said a blast happened at so and so place. Haven't told them blast reason. Haven't told them whether it was like of Bhopal gas tragedy, or whether it was like Chernobyl disaster, whether it is like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Nothing, I told. I said one blast is happening. And these are the points that are the symptoms of the patients which are getting attacked due to this scenario. In this case, what you will do? So now no chat GPT will able to answer this question because nothing is provided clearly, right? So it is providing the students open-end answers. I came across with at least 10 different type of answers. Somebody was saying it can be due to any nuclear power reactor failure. It can be, a few people were like, it can be due to any biological weapons also, just like uh, earlier COVID-19 was there, right? And nowadays hantavirus is new, right? So it was like this. So multiple questions, multiple answers we got. So by this way, students will be able to think that not AI is going to help, rather they need to open their mind. They need to develop a mindset that this is how we'll be able to solve the answer. So this is how we need to generate the questions. That is what I'm saying. And for the feedback system, whether to learn that whether students is falling under the slow learner category or the fast learning, advanced learner category, we can always have group discussions in the class where everybody is participating in the discussion and they'll be coming up with the different solutions because they are the younger generation. Their mind is having getting the information from their childhood itself because they were born with the mobile phone, right? They have all the access to information. They are coming up with multiple new ideas. So this is how, if we can uplift our teaching standards up to their level, it will be really helpful for us. Also, it will be really helpful for creating better engineers, better educational people, better doctors. It will be really helping.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Pavanjit Kaur, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anybody else who wish to interact with Dr. Pavan, ma'am? Anyone from the participant side, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, Pavanjit, ma'am. It's really, I can just say that, wow, what an amazing kind of a knowledge that you have and you shared with us. That's the best thing. Because for me, people, highly knowledgeable people, there are many. There's no dirt for that. But one should know how to share it with others. That's the first thing. And one should be ready to share it also. Not only knowing to share, but one should be even ready to share. I think you have both the qualities.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you for that. Really, what an amazing. Yeah, AI aware. That's a new word that you have given us. Not AI driven, not AI, whatever negative ideas that we have, or negative perception that we have started filling in our minds. But I always keep telling our own students, yeah, don't ever think that your parents or even the generation previous is far away and they don't belong to your stage or your age or your phase. Of course, by age wise, by number wise, they might belong to a different generation, but they are living with you just like the way you are. So they are using the same kind of a device what you are also using. Yeah, but the purpose might differ from you to them, to your parents, to your grandparents, or whoever, but everybody is using. They are not
Right.
telling that because they belong to a phase or a time where they used to dial a call. They are not saying that now even I want to dial a call and then talk to my son who's abroad. They are also using a WhatsApp video. They have tuned themselves. They are attuned to such kind of a rapid and a very radical development that just happened in a jiff, and people are ready for it. So don't even ever think that what did our grandparents have or what did they not have. Let's not think about what they had or what they did not have, but they are having right now. So what is there present in their hands is what you are also having in your hands. So that actually summarizes the entire concept of 3 to 4 generations people living together in this digital era, or in this fast paced era that we call ourselves as. So you say we are running, you have to adapt yourself, adopt and adjust, and all these A's and P's and C's. We keep talking R's and everything. So that's not the big thing. The big thing is how much of knowledge we are able to share with others. Something that I have, I want to share it with others. And how do I do that? That's the best part. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty that people should actually realize. And that's when one becomes more knowledgeable, or one becomes more sound. And that really resonates in people's minds. And you made that point very clear, ma'am. So, Pavanjit, ma'am, I really, my heartfelt and sincere
Thank you so
thank you
much,
to
ma'am.
you. You have done a job which we could never even imagine and made it so simple for all of us. Yeah, whether it is preparing a question paper to suit ourselves to NEP, or even to an NIRF, or even to a NAC system that we are always running after. Yeah, we have really become paper based. Every time I just think, did I teach according to the criteria or no? We have come back again. Yeah, to did I really teach what I'm supposed to be, or what the student needs to understand today? Or what did I ever think about my course plan, or my learning plan, or my teaching plan for today? That's the basic thing which we all have gone back to, and you have really made us feel more grounded and more. It's like pendulum theory we are applying. I go back to how I learned, and then teach them to unlearn and relearn. Because someone might have, you gave a beautiful example. The examples are very, very nice. If I talk about, even I do that in professional ethics classes. Yeah, if we talk about the Bhopal gas tragedy, of course the way you talk to them as chemistry person, or medical faculty, you may be teaching that from a different perspective, and I teach it from the ethical concept. But both of us are giving the same example to the level of students that they are. So the so if we talk about a Chernobyl, which they might not get answers even from AI, or even from
Yes, ma'am.
that space or that knowledge that they are into, so they will definitely have to dig past. Yeah, they go back. Either they have to look into another book, or they have to come back to us, to the teacher, or to their parents, or someone who has been lived, or someone who has experienced. And this is something that the coming generations need. And that need of the hour you have touched upon very, very well. And once again, I really appreciate. I have to really take time in appreciating Rania ma'am, or even you, because not only myself, but all of us, on behalf of everybody who's sitting here, I'm talking on behalf of everybody, taking their consent on an online platform like this. But really beautiful ways of talking to our younger generations. Yeah, grooming them of multidisciplinarity. I know from today onwards, 14 days, excluding today, we are going to have a totally diverse ideas and idea generation happening. How do we ideate what we want to communicate? That's the main intention, because all of us are now not stuck with one point of view. We have different points of view. So reaching the goal could be the main agenda for all of us, but how do I reach that goal differs from person to person. And your talk today and Rania ma'am's talk today, 1 hour, how did it just fly? None of us could even look into our time or look into our mobile, because it was so very nice. It was really very, very nice. Something that really touched our hearts. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much, ma'am, for your kind
Thank
words.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gayatri ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Pavanjit Kaur ma'am, for your wonderful lecture. Anybody else from the audience side? Okay. And as a token of gratitude, I wish to share the certificates of both of the shining stars of day one. Just give me a 1 minute time, ma'am. And meanwhile, please discuss with each other. I'm about to share the screen and I'll show my gratitude by displaying your certificates. And also I request the speakers, if you could able to make the talk as a paper of research paper. So we would like to publish, ma'am, in our journal. So all
Alright,
the,
ma'am.
because in any future reference, already your talks will be recorded in the YouTube. That will be stored in the YouTube and in the channel of SIDBI Foundation. But even though those who wish to read and those who wish to get some more explored knowledge from your talks, today's talks, if you could able to give us the research papers, we are about to publish in our journal, international journal.
Yes, of course.
All right, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I request any of the participants, please give a small feedback about today's day one. I request anyone, please.
We fill the feedback. Are you asking about filling the feedback, ma'am?
Already feedback form I sent, ma'am, but I wish to hear something from
Okay.
the audience.
Understood. Understood.
Yes,
Understood.
Dr. Gopika ma'am or Akshay sir is there? Dr. Akshay sir. Actually, due to some technical issues, my WhatsApp here is not opening.
Hello. Hello.
Ma'am?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Hello.
Who is speaking?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Sheetal, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, ma'am, today's session was very nice, and really we got very informative sessions, and we get very information important related with the AIs and all that. And both the sessions are very interesting. First of all, because most of the time the session got very something like a board, but this was the very what we can say engaged session. When I tell you that I done both the things at a time. I cook as well as I listen the session. But I think it is very informative session, madam. Thank you so much for organizing such a nice FDP, and thank you resource persons. Both are very nice. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I wish the remaining sessions also, all of you will join and you will make them more successful, just like as today's day one.
Yeah, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, daytime, if we organize, ma'am, some workplaces, somebody they are facing some problems. That's why we had planned in the evenings, and it will be somewhat easy for the foreign delegates and foreign speakers also. but I had not thought in terms of the cooking and all household works. So sorry for that. Even though your interest made it fruitful, that Nari Shakti, in one hand, with one hand you are cooking, and in one hand you are getting this knowledge. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm saying, madam. At the time of cooking a chapati and I listening the session.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
And request any other, please speak a few words meanwhile, because my system is not supporting right now to share the screen to display the certificates of resource persons. So just give me some time. Meanwhile, don't make it ideal. Please speak a few words. I request Dr. Gopika ma'am, because you are also very.
I would like to make a question, if you allow me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if anyone wants to reply. So NEP was launched, I think, in 2020. So
Yes,
so
ma'am.
far, what is the progress that you can notice there? I mean, is there a significant progress in terms of modernization of the curriculum, of the teaching practices, methodologies?
Ma'am, the
Anyone who wants
curriculum got drastically changed with the commencement of NEP. Earlier, before NEP, there was CPCBS system, which was the choice-based learning system, choice-based credit system. Like, for example, if um, a student, suppose he has taken history major, but he's also interested at the same time in mathematics, he can choose mathematics as one subject. So this was the choice-based credit system, which was followed earlier before NEP. But when NEP came into picture, then the curriculums got drastically changed, because as per NEP, earlier the system was that for example, if a bachelor's degree in science is there, BSc science, BSc was either of 3 years or 4 years, right? So for 3 years BSc, we were getting the degree for BSc, right? For 4 years, we were getting the degree with the BSc with the research, where in the fourth year, they were doing the major project that is deeply research based or internship based. So it was either BSc honors or it was either BSc honors with research. It was the case. But then with the commencement of NEP, one drastic change was now it is having multiple exit system. For example, if a student, he or she, they are covering like complete 1 year. So after 1 year, they are going to get the certification in that particular subject. Okay. If they will be completing 2 years, earlier was the case that they need to complete the whole degree to achieve the degree. But now it is like if they are completing, suppose 2 years, they'll be getting a diploma. If they are getting 3 years, completing 3 years, and then they want to exit, they will be getting degree, 3 year degree. If they are completing the 4 years, then they will be getting the honors degree with the research or with whatever the project they are getting, right? So this is the case now. So this is one change that has happened due to NEP, because many times it happened that students they are taking exit before even completing their degree due to whatsoever reason, and due to this earlier, if they are not completing the degree, they were getting nothing. They were simply called dropout from so and so degree. But now, even if they are completing one whole year, they are going to get the certification in that particular thing. For example, if a student of chemistry is there, suppose they are doing BSc in analytical chemistry. So for first year completion, they will be getting certification in analytical chemistry. For second year completion of second year, they will be getting diploma in analytical chemistry. For third year, they are getting a degree, bachelor's degree in analytical chemistry. So this is what is happening. So for that purpose, so that they will be getting all the learning, whatever is required for one specific year, for two specific year, for three specific year. That is why the whole curriculum is also getting changed. Even project based learning got introduced, skill based learning got introduced. So this is how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good
Thank
change
you.
overall.
Yes, 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 yes. So.
So what is the scenario there at your place in Greece? What is the scenario? They are getting the similar way, the degrees.
No, actually, we are aligned with the standards of the Europe,
Okay.
and this has to do with the last the last 4 years. They have unified somehow the degrees, and they have to attend, 4 years for a bachelor, but they have an extender for a master, and or a whole
Okay.
also for 5 to 6 years for a PhD. Postdocs are very easy, postdoctoral postdocs, and are very, very well paid in Europe. And what is new here is the industrial PhD. We have introduced two PhDs which are funded only by companies. So industries interested, they receive the best innovative solutions, and they fund totally, completely autonomously. So this was integrated in the ministry, so the industrial PhDs. And also, more and more, we have joint research, joint degrees with other European countries. For example, the National Kapodistria University is collaborating with the UK, so they give a joint degrees together, which is amazing because this elevates the quality
Right.
of degrees at the university. This joint collaborations, it's amazing. So joint research projects and joint degrees at the same time. So yes, and
Nowadays,
before,
even DBA is also in trend. I mean, recently it got emerged as a trend. Earlier, even management people, they were going into full-time PhD. Now they are choosing DBA, doctorate in business management, business administration, or business management. So this is how they are going to get the degree. And this is like different from the PhDs, where in DBA, there is no compulsion of going to like 4 to 5 years or 6 years for a doctorate degree. Rather, they'll be completing it within the time span of 1.5 years to 3 years. So this is also nowadays in trend, but that is for business administration courses only, not for the
yes.
sciences or engineering or medical field.
Yes, yes. But the most exciting part is, the student mobility. I mean, we have the Erasmus Plus project, so practically all teachers travel, with the students through different European countries. They exchange, they are involved in twinning programs. I don't know if you have heard the twinning platforms, the collaborative platforms between not only European countries, I think they're Middle East also now. This is the amazing part now of education. For me, the most amazing part is the mobility and the exchange programs, and the possibility to travel and meet other countries and teachers. And
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Please allow me to share my screen to display both of your certificates.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I think there is some problem with my system. I'll be sharing the certificates to Pavanjit ma'am. Ma'am, could you please able to display, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Just share it with me. I'll display.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I had shared. Yes, yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, there was some internet issues earlier. Myself, Dr. Akshay Vyas. Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Yes, sir,
please.
definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, Aruna ma'am, for the wonderful sessions that you have organized today. Because basically it is so nice to hear both these speakers who basically talk about not just about the upliftment of the education system, but at the same time also focus on the outcome specifically. So it was very nice and fruitful session, I would say. And I'm sure that other people have definitely gained a lot of things from this two sessions, and definitely will be gaining a few more things from the overall this whole FDP sessions of 2 weeks. Specifically when Pawanjit ma'am also talked about how today's education system is becoming more and more student-centric, and how basically without demotivating them, we can actually encourage them, even if we are telling their flaws, how the AI can actually help us to basically let the students know where exactly they are going wrong, and at the same time they develop their thinking ability. That things basically focuses or tells us how much AI can help us. At the same time, why this particular FDP was very necessary. And so much thank you, ma'am, Dr. Aruna ma'am, for arranging these kind of sessions. Very thank you.
Thank you so much, Akshay sir, for your wonderful words.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
And I'm
Thank you.
sharing the screen.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Akshay Vyas, sir. Actually, with my device, there is some problem, ma'am. That's why I'm giving this trouble to you. Sorry for that. Actually, this has to be shown by my end. But Rania, ma'am, this is a token of gratitude from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of Sigvi Foundation, I am so much thankful for you, ma'am. You are very friendly, very down to earth. What not, ma'am? Everything I could see in you, and I could learn from you every time, every day. This is a small token of gratitude from Sigvi Foundation, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please accept our felicitation.
Thank you so much. And I always enjoy your sessions. I learned so many things here. I love to interact with everyone. So this is the best part, I think, and most rewarding. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And coming to this is the time for blessings because Pavanjit ma'am is just like my younger sister. Being a very younger age, ma'am is she is a book, and she is a moving encyclopedia, and she is a researcher. She is a motivator, teacher, whatnot, everything. Instead of giving her the along with the blessings from the Sidvi Foundation and from my bottom of heart, it is my gratitude to show towards her for her untied efforts in bringing all my events such a grand success. This is a small token of gratitude, ma'am, Dr. Pavanjit Kaur, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so much,
for.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and for sharing all your knowledge on this platform. Both of you, both the shining stars. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, if anybody wish to interact or anybody wish to say a few words, if not, we can conclude this session. Okay, with the permission of the honorable and distinguished speakers of today, I wish to say my heartfelt thanks once again to both of them and the patience they have shown towards explaining each and every point from their like PowerPoint presentation slides. And I would like to say my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Gayatri Indrakanti ma'am, who had spared her valuable time with us for giving her insights and the feedback and the suggestions and whatnot. And I would like to say my heartfelt thanks to all the participants, all the well-wishers, all the students who had behind this program and who had attended this program. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And officially, I'm concluding this event. And tomorrow again, let us meet in the same link by 6 p.m. Tomorrow also 2 speakers we have. And I request both Rania ma'am and Pavanjit ma'am also, please join with us, ma'am, whenever is
Yes, ma'am.
possible in all these days. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night, all.
Good night, all. Good night.
Congratulations, ma'am, for the first successful day of this FDP.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Wish you all the best for upcoming days also.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It made possible by your cooperation
It's all
itself.
your hard work, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good night,
Ma'am,
everyone. Bye-bye.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Pavanjit, ma'am, I'm making
ma'am.
you the host now
Okay.
because I'm unable to stop the meeting, only leave
All
meeting.
right.
So I'm making you as host. Let me see whether it is able to make you host or not.
Okay, ma'am.
No, it is not coming, ma'am. Okay, here I'm leaving, ma'am, and I request one by one, please leave the meeting so that it will be ended. Thank you so much. Good night, sir. Good night, Dr.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, Dr. Rania, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.